So did you know when Bakutech first started, it was a series of gimmicks? So in this video, we'll be talking about one of the gimmicks here, and this is the metal ring. So we have a Darkest Dragonoid here, and a Subterra Alpha Hydranoid. So I'll be reviewing both these guys real quickly. So I got this one loose in a package, or I got this one loose off by E. So I currently do not have the cards or anything for it. But we do actually have the box for Subterra Alpha Hydranoid here. So let's look at that real quickly. So here's the box right here. It is just a simple little bubble package. I did rip mine open because I actually mess around with these things too often, so I wanted to actually mess around. And you see there, it shows off the other Bakutech concept, the one that would take over the Bakutech series of Flare Dragon and Destroy Municus. And of course, it shows all the cards and stuff like that, and those guys there, which we will cover in a later review. So let's get into the first thing. So we're going to take our wonderful card here. So with the Alpha Hydranoid set, it did come with 2 random cards. We got a nice silver one here, which doesn't really help out the Subterra typing here, so it's kind of a weird card to put in this. And we got a nice ability card right here. I do not know what the Japanese says down there. I presume it doesn't help Subterra still in any way, because it still doesn't show off the Subterra thing. If it does help out Subterra, then good for him. But these are the Japanese versions of the Bakugan, so it does mean they do follow the Japanese G-Power sets of being lower. So there we go, got Alpha Hydranoid here. We will first take out his little removable parts here. So, there we go. And take out the feet he has. Whoop. And a nice whoop. And there we go, got a nice Hydranoid right here. He has a 500 G power, which is pretty decent for a Japanese one, at least around this time period, when most of them were in that like nice 500 range. So he has a nice fit for that. Makes for a nice inclusion of a early Bakutech starter deck, for Subterra at least, if you're going for a nice Subterra build. He has very nice details on him, and of course you have the nice metal ring. So it's a very nice inclusion there. I'm going to close him up. He's very easy to close up. All you have to do is fold up his foldable parts here, put down his head, then his little side pieces, and then you want to put his arms on. Pretty simple. In this version, I think his arms are the heads, and so these little like wing pieces right here. In the anime, it was completely flip-flopped around. So if you see, or no, here it goes. Here's the difference. These pieces were the heads, and then these were the hands. So in the anime, it was swapped around, which is not one of the random little anime differences. But pretty simple guy. In terms of curve shotting and stuff like that, let's see. I'll take the guy right here. And actually won't show off the curve shot ability just yet, because I'm going to try adjusting my camera to a better position of that. So let's show off the Darkest Dragonoid here. So here we go, got the Darkest Dragonoid. And there we go. Oh, his other wing didn't pop out. There we go. So there we go, got Darkest Dragonoid here. Now this one is a bit of a lower standard at 480. So overall, not that great of a Bakutech Bakugan. He actually has a really low G power. In ways, you could actually make this work pretty well in a modern Bakutech deck by using something like low power cards and stuff like that. And you would actually probably get a decent outcome out of that one. So there is a certain low power card you could use with this guy. Makes for a nice cheap win, I guess you can do. At least in terms of G power battling. But overall, in terms of other forms of battle, this guy would not probably do as well. This one did appear in the manga in issue number 1 with when the main protagonist goes through the Baku Thieves hole, or Baku Bombers. I forget the terminology they used in the manga. But you actually do see the main protagonist go against a user and watch him struggle against the battle. It is one of my favorite instances of seeing this cool model, because as you know, in the anime they had a different version of Infinity Dragonoid, so it is cool to actually see him in some sort of official media. It is in issue number 1 of the Bakutech manga, so I recommend picking it up. As you see, I have the whole set right over there, and they're all pretty interesting. Really cool little series, and I really enjoy. We're gonna close him up real quickly. So with this one, you want to put his head in, and there you go. Put wings in, and then legs in. I think I did that properly. I might have done that wrong. So the idea is you want to put his head down, and then fold all the wings inwards, and then fold the bottom pieces in. Pretty simple one to close. Now let's talk about their shot power. So the idea of the metal ring is to give out like a better shot. So mainly in terms of curve shotting. So I'm going to see if I can set up a better angle to watch me do some curve shots. So let's see if these guys will actually do some nice curves. So I'll be back with a different angle. So in a minute. Woo! Oh, I just dropped one. Hello everybody, we're back in a different nice little setup here. So I'm going to have my two little Bakugan right here. So we got the Darkest Dragonoid and the Alpha Hydranoid. So we're going to first try out with the Alpha Hydranoid, since I do have his cards and everything here. So we're going to try him out. So overall, the metal ring on this guy is not the greatest for shooting and curve shotting. It does make for a nice weird little metal imbalance, and of course since the magnet is not huge on these original releases, it does mean he does have a way harder time of standing. So we're going to try seeing if I can get a curve shot down on him. So we're going to try a basic curve shot, just a pointer finger out and thumb to the side. We'll do a nice little curve. Of course he did not curve that time, so this one is a bit tricky to try shooting onto the card, since his little metal ring does not really allow him to get a nice curve in. So let's see, I'm gonna try nice little whoop. So that one does have a nice hard time with curve shots. Another way you can try getting him to do a nice little curve is try hitting the side of him, which I need to do a better shot at that. So let's see. Woo! There we go. But that one is not that great for curve shotting, as you just saw there. So we will go for a nice basic shot. You know, straight card there, and just do a nice little whoop. Now with the magnet being smaller, you can see one of the more generalized issues with this is that he just doesn't like landing on the card. So, try to see if I can get at least one shot with him. Of course, I'm in a nice smaller setup, so I don't have the nice space of the whole entire field. But we'll try one more shot. We'll try one more weaker shot, which is the little boop. And of course, that one does not work out as well. So overall, with Hydranoid, pretty decent on G power, but in terms of shooting ability, he is a bit of a harder one to use. So if you can master this guy, then he would make for a nice little starter for a old style Bakutech step. But overall, not that great of an ability. So put him to the side currently. And we have the Darkest Dragonoid here, so we'll mess around with him real quickly. So we're going to put him down. So first off, we're going to do curve shots. So first we're going to do this one. Nice little basic ring around. That one would have worked better if the card was a bit more flat. So, but as you see, as a very instantaneous difference, is Darkest Dragonoid does have a nice curve shot to him. You make him curve very nicely. So, got a nice ability with that with Darkest Dragonoid. And like I said, if you were running a nice low power G thing, or a nice low power G power card, you would actually get a nice win out of this guy. So using something like low power Victoria, a nice bronze card from the one of the silver deck of the Koro battle set, would be a nice little combination with him. But you could get a nice little curve out of him pretty easily. This is one of the better parts of him. So, nice, close him up again. Oh. Whoop. This one is very nice for curve shotting already. Now for in terms of straight shoots, this one might be a bit more tricky because he is very weight imbalanced from the front and back sides. So he does actually have the tendency to tilt forwards and backwards. So we'll try straightening him out real quickly. and just do a nice little straight shot. And there you go. This one is a pretty easy one to shoot. Overall, both of them are pretty decent, I'd say, in Bakutech terms. This one would probably be better if his magnet wasn't so demagnetized, I guess I'd say. But overall, both of them are pretty decent, but would overall get outclassed over time by other Bakutech. So, the Subterra one does not have as much of a use, because there is other around 500 GE Bakutech you could use. The Darkest Dragonoid does actually have some pretty good uses, especially if you're running a Darkest deck where you're trying to at least get some tricks out of people. You can run a nice little low power Victoria card and stuff like that, and it'd make for some nice little differences. So, thank you for watching, and see y'all next time. Bye!